Another way you can be charged and convicted of driving under the influence in Pennsylvania is to have illegal drugs in your system, such as marijuana, cocaine, heroin, barbiturates, or methamphetamines. Now again, another crucial aspect is you have to understand that before test results can even come into court in Pennsylvania, there's a statute that says there has to be minimum levels met before you can even get it into court. Although in Pennsylvania, the law states if you have any amount of these drugs in your system, you're guilty. You first have to go through a gatekeeping statute to determine whether or not these drugs actually get into court. In fact, the Department of Health in Pennsylvania specifically set forth minimum levels in certain drugs. Not all illegal drugs have those minimum levels, such as these new fake pot cases such as K2 or Spice or bath salts. There are no minimum levels set for Pennsylvania, so even if they find it and they're correct in their testing, that does not mean you can be convicted of having it in your blood, because it'll never get into the record. Furthermore, there's also a key aspect to these cases, such as the actual identification and quantification of the drug. Just because they say they found THC in your system, which comes from marijuana, does not mean that they actually found THC in your system. There's about 200 pages of paper you can get from a lab on a single blood test for, say, marijuana, that you have to look into to determine, one, did they actually identify the drug right? And then two, since we have the minimum quantities that have to be put into court, did they actually measure it correctly? Is it the quantity actually correct? One thing that police like to use is field sobriety tests in these illegal drug cases to say that you're impaired because you cannot perform these tests. Well, these tests were never ever scientifically certified to determine if you're impaired on an illegal drug. In fact, they're only ever validated to determine if your blood alcohol level is over a legal limit. So that's another crucial thing in defending these cases.